Tonight's agenda offers an opportunity for the newest members to receive general information and a basic orientation to Toastmasters so that you all have a better idea of what to expect and sort of what to look for. We often have some people who are a little bit more experienced with us too. They come because you forget some things sometimes, and we undoubtedly have people that join us and say, wow, I'm glad I listened to that. I forgot all about that part. Our agenda tonight is going to include the things you see on the screen. We're going to offer encouragement for you to define your Toastmaster goals, an outline of the club meeting roles and suggested starting places. We're going to move into Toastmasters education program known as Pathways. And after that, we're going to touch on the importance of mentoring to your successful Toastmasters journey. Next, we're going to talk about the leadership opportunities available to you. You may not have thought leadership when you joined, but believe me, there are plenty of leadership opportunities available. When we're done with all that, we're going to talk about your next steps to get you on your way. And finally, we're going to share ways your club will support you so that you have an opportunity to take on various responsibilities and how you can behave as a member to help support your club. We're going to end our training tonight with a question and answer session that everyone can participate in. So be sure to write down your questions as we go along. You can put them in the chat if you like, although I'm not going to be able to see them. I'm going to count on whoever is not speaking to kind of monitor that a little bit. But we will answer them at the end, so don't forget those questions. So I want to ask you a question. I want you to raise your hand, and for those of you that are familiar with Zoom or not, if you go to the bottom, you can even raise a virtual hand by going to one of the applications at the bottom, or just raise your hand here. Have you ever gone on a trip? Anybody gone on a trip? I sure hope I see a lot of hands here, because I'd hate to think of you all just in a little room for your whole life. Actually, even if it's just to the grocery store to go shopping, every journey has to start with a destination in mind. You need to know where you are going. Think about why you have joined your club and what is it that you hope to accomplish. Most of us are not just sitting around thinking, I have nothing to do today. Oh, I know, I think I'll join Toastmasters. That's probably not the first thing that comes to your mind. Why did you join? Our goal tonight, and the goal of your club and leaders, and also other members in your club, is to help you meet your goals. So keep those goals in mind, where you're starting, and I can assure you, they're probably going to change as you go along. Your club officers and mentor need to know what they need to do in order to help you meet your goals. So it's really important to share these with those folks. Everything in Toastmasters revolves around your club experience. Now, to get the most out of your journey, you must participate. The only way to learn and improve is to practice. You practice every time you take part in table topics, fill other meeting roles, and give those speeches that you practice. This is a self-paced program, a self-paced journey. Only you can decide how fast or how far you can go. Remember, improved communication is a Toastmasters objective. So please communicate with your fellow club members so they can support you and you can support them. Now, for a general description of the various meeting roles, which many of you have already seen some of them, please welcome our District 84 Program Quality Director, Felicia Shorter, Distinguished Toastmaster.
Thank you to our District Director, Vicki Goodman, and to all of you, good evening. You're probably aware that each club has a variety of roles, and all the members within that club will fill those roles. When you take on one of those roles, when you're at a meeting, you will learn a very unique set of skills and, of course, responsibilities. Today, I'm going to provide a very brief description of some of the more common roles that are at a typical club meeting. But every club is different, as Vicki mentioned, And there may be some other roles at your club that another member will explain to you. For example, some clubs have a quiz master or even a joke master. Some clubs don't, and that is absolutely okay. Outside of introducing yourself, most of you have already attended your first meeting, right? And it's very likely that you had a chance to speak. Maybe you introduced yourself, or were you a table topic speaker? Did anybody get called on to do that first table topics? Participation in table topics helps train you to quickly organize your thoughts and, of course, express those thoughts in an impromptu setting. The table topics master will call on a respondent at random and they will ask them a question. Responses should be clear and succinct, and they should last for 1 to 2 minutes. So your goal is to reach 1 minute, but don't cross over 2 minutes. How many of you spoke for 30 seconds or less that first time? You said what you had to say, you moved on. And some of you are saying, I spoke for 5 or 7 minutes, who knows? This is where you get to use your imagination. Make sure you have fun. You're going to create quick and brief responses. If you don't know the answer to the question, just make something up. For many Toastmasters, table topics becomes their favorite part of the meeting. The next 3 roles are often referred to as functionary roles. As one of the functionaries, you typically explain your role when you first introduced at the beginning of the meeting. You record information for each person who speaks during the meeting, and then you get to provide a report to the club when you are called upon to do so. Most times this is at the end of the meeting. The aha counter. This is the person who takes notes on overused and filler words for those people who are speaking during the meeting. Has anyone been the aha counter? Tell us something that you looked for and included on your report. Maybe you look for ums or ahs. Some of you are now listening at your business meetings and you hear people say these words that you didn't recognize before. Words such as and those are all words that we sometimes overuse. Well, but, so, that's one of my bad ones is These are all terms that we listen for, and the ah counter takes note and gives a report. We also have a double clutch. Have you heard that word in a meeting? Double clutch? What does it really mean? It's basically when 2 of the same words or phrases are strung together, like I saw. Sometimes we're just trying to think of the next thing to say, so we repeat that word or phrase. Another functionary role is the word master or the grammarian. Some clubs divide this into 2 and some combine them. It's up to that club, and either way works perfectly well. As a word master, you will help broaden members' vocabulary because you get to introduce a word of the day and you track its usage throughout the meeting. The hardest part, of course, is where do I find a word of the day? There's plenty of apps. You can go to dictionary.com, you can go to Google and say, what's the word of the day? And it will give you some ideas. As the grammarian, you will help members improve their grammar and vocabulary because you'll keep track of improper and exceptional use of grammar. Point out these excellent word pictures and descriptive phrases that people use when they speak. This will help others improve their skills as well. For example, instead of saying, it was a hot day, suggest something more descriptive. The blazing sun seemed intent on scorching everything it touched. See how you get that nice bright visual? As a timer, you must acquire the timing equipment. Nowadays, we use our mobile devices to keep track of time. You have to listen to the speaker while you're keeping track of their time, and you have to signal them. You are helping them keep on track for their goal designation that they have. Green, yellow, and red. Those are visible colors that we display on the screen. Some clubs actually have things they hold up, maybe cards that are colors, or they may have timing lights where they click and the lights will shine up in the room. Once the signal turns to red, though, it remains red until the speaker stops speaking. You all should see Vicky right now. She's giving you a display of those timing lights. It's often that sometimes you ignore them or you don't see them and we keep talking, but we get used to identifying the timer and making sure we stay on time. Members who serve in these roles, the eye counter, the word master, grammarian, and the timer, guess what skill you develop? Active listening and evaluation skills, as well as the ability to improve giving feedback to other members. Those are all the skills you learn by being an AHA counter, word master, grammarian, and the timer. Keep that in mind. It is sometimes hard to keep timing when the speech is so good. You lose track of the time that you need to keep, but you're also learning listening skills as well. Serving as a speaker, this gives you an opportunity to develop speaking skills. It's also an educational opportunity for your club because as a speaker, you prepare and rehearse your speech that you're going to give. How many of you have rehearsed your speech before you gave it? Hopefully you do, but sometimes it takes effort to actually practice and say those words out loud. I encourage you to do that. When I first started, I admit I stood in front of a mirror and I talked to myself. It was so much fun, but it helped me get better. As the speaker, you will also discuss your goals, your strengths, your weaknesses with your evaluator. That way, before the speech, they know what to look for when you give your speech. Make sure you give an introduction to the Toastmaster so they know how to introduce you. When you are giving a prepared speech to your club, try to stay within that allotted time frame, 5 to 7 minutes or 4 to 6 minutes. Some of the more advanced speeches might be 15 to 20 minutes, where you get to have more time to express your thoughts. You will receive feedback from your evaluator during that meeting, and you will be able to use that feedback in future speeches. And that's how we get better within Toastmasters. Evaluation is the heart of the Toastmasters educational program. Once you have observed several meetings, you can take on this important role. You will provide oral and written feedback to another member. How many of you feel kind of scared to give feedback to someone else? Maybe this is a great tool for you to practice. You might have to give evaluations at work or write things about people at work that will help them get better. So use this as an opportunity. The speaker can also provide a copy of the evaluation form. You give that to your evaluator, and that's based on a pathway speech, and you will then give feedback based on the instructions in that evaluation guide. They will provide objective, verbal, and written evaluations for the speakers. They will also offer praise and tell you all the wonderful things you did, and of course, constructive criticism. We want to help each other. I'm an evaluator today. Maybe the next time I'm a speaker. So I love that we get that exchange of being an evaluator and a speaker, so we help each other. I mentioned the topics master a bit earlier. This is the person who leads the table topic session. Now, as the table master, you will select a topic or some questions. You will then prepare those questions to ask members who are in the clubs. You want the members to share opinions, ideas, stories, whatever the topic is. Usually, you will pick 3 to 5 questions during a meeting. Every meeting has a different amount of time allocated to it. Some clubs they have longer meetings. They have more time for table topics. Make sure you participate when you're called upon. Ask a member as the table topics master. You're going to ask a member a question, and then you're going to advise that member to answer that question in 1 to 2 minutes. Now, one of the tricks of table topics is to choose people who may not have a role in the meeting. We want to give as many people as we can a chance to speak within every Toastmasters meeting. Another secret about table topics is give the question first. That way you build suspense because everybody is looking around, wondering if you are going to call on them. So ask your topic, your question first, and then call on a member to share. This also encourages everyone in the room to start thinking of answers and what they would say. So it engages us all in the process. Some clubs actually have a vote for the best table topic speaker. If your club does, collect those votes and announce that winner when called upon in the meeting. Just as the Toastmaster has responsibility to conduct the prepared speeches and the table topics portion of the meeting for table topics, the general evaluator conducts the evaluation portion of the meeting. And they're responsible for making sure the evaluation team is in place. Who's on the evaluation team? Your evaluators who will evaluate the speeches, your AHA counter, your grammarian, your timer. These are all the people on the evaluation team. The general evaluator also calls on each member to give their report when called upon during the meeting. The general evaluator also evaluates the entire club meeting. They take notes, and at the end of the evaluation portion of the meeting, they report all the observations that they see. Did the meeting start on time? How did the meeting flow? Were all the roles prepared? Was this an enthusiastic meeting? They're going to give some feedback to the entire club on how they did, and of course, how the club itself can keep getting better. The most visible role at the meeting is the Toastmaster. Someone is called to be the Toastmaster of the day. This is a person who serves as the meeting's director and, of course, the host. New members typically don't fill this role right away because you want to become familiar with the policies and the procedures and how the club is run. But when you are ready, you will be called upon to be the Toastmaster. You'll find an excellent way to practice planning, organizing, time management, facilitation, motivation, and team building skills. There's a lot of resources on the TI website to help you prepare to be the Toastmaster of the day. One of the benefits of being a Toastmaster of the day is you could pick a theme for the meeting and everyone else would support your theme. Every club has its own system of members to sign up for specific roles. Check with your club members, the president or the VPE. Does everyone know who their VPE is in their club? If you haven't identified them, find out who your VPE is, Vice President of Education, and they will introduce you to how you sign up for any of these roles. Some clubs assign you automatically, and some clubs would prefer that you choose which role you would like to practice for the upcoming weeks. Toastmasters are always willing to fill in roles when needed, so always come to the meeting prepared to maybe fill in if there's an open role. Members are encouraged to actively participate every week and at every meeting that you attend, and try to switch to different meeting roles so you can learn different things. Remember, Toastmasters is all about providing a safe and supportive environment in which to what? To practice. Practice doesn't really make you perfect, but practice definitely makes you better. The more you practice, the more progress you'll make. And the more you repeat these practices, the better you will become. You will soon be an expert. The Toastmasters educational program is called Pathways. Someone mentioned it earlier. Pathways requires members to serve in a minimum of 3 roles: the speaker, table topics master, and the Toastmaster of the day before you proceed to level 3 in any path. So you'll have plenty of practice. But speaking about pathways, here is our District 84 Pathways co-chair, distinguished Toastmaster, John Morrow. He will provide you an overview of this exciting educational program. Welcome, John.
Thank you, Madam Program Quality Director. I appreciate it so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pathways. The Pathways Learning Experience is what I like to call it. It is the Toastmasters educational program. It currently consists of 11 unique and dynamic paths to help you achieve your personal and professional goals. And I'm excited to share with you a little bit about this very, very important path, this very, very important program. These 11 paths are actually your opportunity to choose from as you begin your journey. Each path offers a very different focus on a specific area of study. Now, there is an online assessment, and I do want to point out something. I personally, even though I had been a Toastmaster for many years and had already achieved 2 DTMs, when Pathways rolled out on May the 15th in District 84 of 2018, I took the assessment. I thought I would be put into presentation mastery, but the assessment surprised me and told me I needed work in another area entirely, and it was the best decision I ever made. And one of the things that I like about this online program is that it's 100% portable because it's digital. Of course, you can skip the assessment and make the choice yourself as to what you want to do. But regardless, choose your path, choose it wisely, but choose a path that you can get excited about. Now, let's take a minute or two, if we could, to review the basic path structure. Remember this, every path has 5 levels. Each level includes projects and speeches that will help you to increase your knowledge and your proficiency as you progress through each of these levels. In level 1, you're going to master the basic fundamentals. After you have followed the steps, chosen your path, the journey is the same in level 1 for everyone, starting with an icebreaker, writing a speech with purpose, an introduction to vocal variety and body language, and then ending with evaluation and feedback as a multi-project. And the members will practice incorporating the basic speech fundamentals through the entire process in level 1. Your first project, called the icebreaker, for example, this speech is a great way to introduce yourself to fellow club members, providing your background and interest in hobbies, your profession, or perhaps what brought you to Toastmasters. And it's recommended that new members jump right in and start preparing their icebreaker speech immediately to present within the first few meetings. The primary purpose of this speech is to introduce yourself so you know yourself better than anybody, so the topic is one that you're familiar with, and the speech is only 4 to 6 minutes. Your mentor, and you should have one assigned to you, will be able to provide assistance as you need it. But remember, Toastmasters believe in a supportive, nurturing environment, and anyone who is an experienced Toastmaster is more than glad to provide assistance. And you will have the opportunity to present a different icebreaker at the start of every path, but that icebreaker will represent your presentation skills based upon what you learned in the first path, and you will just keep building a stronger communications resume. Now, level 2 is about your learning style. Level 3 is how you begin to increase your knowledge in that specific area of the path. You will then take what you've learned and build foundational primary skills in level 4. And then finally, when you hit level 5, the projects are going to allow you to demonstrate your expertise. When you have completed all 5 levels, there still is one more final step. Don't forget, before you can close your path and receive a certificate of proficiency, you must do a path completion project, which consists of a speech of 5 to 7 minutes on reflection on the path that you've done. What are the takeaways? What did you learn? The Pathways program is continually being reviewed, modified to improve member access and experience, and it's often based on the feedback that members have been providing as they work their way through each and every path. As a matter of fact, we can expect some significant changes this year to help make the navigation and record-keeping process in Pathways easier for members and officers, particularly base camp managers. You should have received an email notice from Toastmasters International about these upcoming changes. Be sure to look for messages which will describe the path availability when the new system begins to roll out, as well as some upcoming downtime while adjustments are being made to the primary system. In the meantime, if you have not already done so, I would encourage you to log into Basecamp, which is the home of Pathways, and explore the system. Let me provide a brief preview of how to get started. First of all, everyone who joins Toastmasters should receive a welcome email from Toastmasters International entitled, "Welcome to your new journey." Now, if you haven't received that email, be sure that you check your spam or junk folder as well. It could be there. Be sure to mark Toastmasters as a safe sender to ensure that you get all the necessary emails from Toastmasters International. And once you read the welcome email, click the Get Started button and follow the outlined steps. They will walk you through creating your personal login to the Toastmasters International website. You can also ask your club mentor or another member to help you get started in the login process and in the selection of your path. So don't feel like you got to fly this thing solo. If this is your first time logging in, you will be prompted to choose a free path. Once you select Choose Free Path, a second screen will appear for you to make your selections. On this screen, you will select the path language, also how you want to access your materials, whether digitally or printed. I recommend digital. Remember what I told you about portability. And also, it will tell you how you want to select your path, and you can make that choice while you're there. You can choose the presentation mastery path, which is automatically preloaded because everyone wants to, if they've not had experience in speaking, gain on a real focused speaking program. But in addition to that, you can review the various path options and select the one of your choice, or as I recommended, take the assessment, which will recommend to you a top path, but 2 additional paths just below it. And you can choose from any one of those 3, or if you decide you don't like those offers, go back and pick your own. But just do this, and it only takes a few minutes to accomplish. On the Go to Basecamp page, you will see options for every club that you're currently a member of. Some members, like this one here that we see in this particular graphic, join clubs over the years. So you see all of the clubs that they have listed. Now, if you're a member of one club, only one club is going to appear, and that's going to be your option. So simply select your club page and off you go. Now, here's where it gets fun. This is your page. I can't stress this enough. This is your Basecamp site. This is your transcript. Welcome to Basecamp, everybody. This is your Basecamp homepage, and this is going to provide you access to every part of your personal learning experience. Now, with a little practice, you should be able to navigate as needed, but a good place to start is with the tutorial video displayed on the page, which will provide you basic navigation tips and tools. Each box on the page provides links to various aspects of your learning program. Take some time and explore these areas, and don't be afraid to repeat as often as necessary until you have it comfortably figured out. The top tab, Paths and Learning, or Education Transcript, is probably where you're going to spend most of your time, because this is where you go to actually work on your pathway projects. Once you get going and are working on multiple paths, all of them will be listed on your transcript, and you can access them individually. You have access to every evaluation for every speech through the Speech Evaluation tab. This is a great way to check out the projects for the other paths, to download the evaluation forms, and also to see what the criteria is as to how to measure your performance on a particular speech project. Also, if you're evaluating a member and you want to know what it is that they need to be evaluated on, you can download their particular evaluation resource, and that will help you to serve them. The tutorials and resources section is often a wealth of information, training, and project descriptions, and it's constantly having changes and updates. The Paths and Learning Lab. This is a tab that you can directly go to activate the curriculum rather than your transcript. But if you're working on more than one path, each path will still be listed here. Now, you may find a suggested supplemental reading list in the suggested learning tab. This is typically 4 to 5 articles from the Toastmaster magazines that focus on the projects that you may be working on. The tabs on the right provide access to your personal pathway profile, where you can access feedback, view your badges, and also store documents in an e-portfolio. If you need additional guidance, we offer webinars and support sessions throughout the month. And this month, we're holding open office hours for Pathways, which will be taking place here in the month of February. And I don't have the exact dates. Those have to be looked up. Do you have those?
15th and the 29th.
Thank you very much, Debbie. Appreciate that. Which, by the way, everybody, Debbie Wild is my fellow co-chair and Pathway co-chair. So I'm so glad that she's here with us as well. But you want to mark these. And also, if you are receiving emails, don't forget District 84's Month at a Glance Bulletin gives you complete information as well on what's going on in a particular month. And it will provide specific session information, links, and upcoming information for the month. In addition, the dates and times of each of the trainings, such as Pathways 101 or Basecamp training, are posted on the District 84 website calendar. Well, that's pretty much right now for the Pathways side of things, but it's time for us to move to a very positive aspect of Toastmasters among the many, and that is mentoring. To talk about mentoring, it is my pleasure to welcome our Club Growth Director, distinguished Toastmaster, Amanda Cross.
Thank you very much for that, John. I appreciate it. The positive and supportive environment that is offered by our Toastmasters clubs is greatly enhanced by the mentoring program that is fostered through Toastmasters. Every club should try to assign a mentor to each new member and help them through their Toastmasters journey. If you have not yet received a mentor, please talk to your Vice President Education. And if not them, whoever said, hey, here's an application, you should join our club. Talk to them and find out what it takes for you to get your mentor. Whenever you have a question, you need help, you feel lost, you want to know a better word to use in your speech, your mentor is a great person for you to turn to. They can show you the ropes, provide explanations. For example, why we clap so very much. Have you noticed that we clap an obscene amount of times? Or snap if you're online only? Yeah, we do. We love to celebrate. Why? That's a great question for your mentor. And they can also, they're expected to provide guidance to you through your first few levels, not just your first few speeches, but your first few levels in Pathways. Mentors also can get credit for specific projects by being a mentor, but most members agree that mentoring is one of the best ways to really master certain skills themselves. And those longtime members like me find mentoring to be one of the most rewarding aspects of their Toastmasters experience. I had a younger leader in our group, or a newer leader in our group, ask me, well, how do I get information about this? And I said, oh, well, you find any experienced Toastmaster and we'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. And it's true. Anybody who's been in it long enough, and by long enough, I mean like a week longer than you, right? Anybody who has at least a week longer experience, they're willing to tell you all about it. All Toastmasters benefit from that mentoring relationship, and most of us continue to solicit mentors formally and informally, as we progress through the program. We ask help from a member with a particular skill or knowledge base to get essential feedback and one-on-one assistance. Take advantage of that mentoring program, and eventually you too will be asked to mentor another member. Like I said, if you don't yet have a mentor, please speak to your club VPE about getting one. And I'm going to say very grateful we don't have that counter right now who got that wonderful going. Who has committed to memory already what the Toastmasters Club mission is? Well, if you don't know yet, go ahead and get that pen and paper ready. We're going to write it down right now. It is to provide a supportive and positive environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And have fun doing it. It is critical to your success and the success of all members that we are recognized and acknowledge the hard work that we put in. This is part of the fun and offers that sense of safety that we all require when we're trying new things. Again, we like to celebrate. Clubs typically can offer various forms of recognition for member accomplishments, and not every club does the same thing. Some clubs offer membership pins when you join, and many clubs will collect member votes during each meeting to recognize the member who they felt provided the best table topics, the best speaker, the best evaluator, the most improved, so on and so forth. They may also award ribbons or traveling trophies to winners and provide certificates. But one thing all clubs do is we applaud and we recognize the accomplishment and the willingness to step out of our comfort zone and actively participate. In addition, you will be awarded digital badges for your work in Basecamp. Is anyone else a swag collector? Anybody else? Yeah? Okay, I have my physical swag that I just have to carry around with me, but I love my digital swag as well. Each time you complete a level on a learning path and mark it complete, you have to mark it complete, you earn a badge. You also have the ability to earn a collaborative, inspirational, or an exceptional digital badge to recognize a fellow member's effort or progress. All of the digital badges you earn can be displayed in Basecamp for you and your fellow club members to see. A certificate of proficiency is awarded when you complete an entire path, and a pin can be purchased to celebrate that. Celebrating success is an important part of your Toastmasters experience. Enjoy your own success and help celebrate the successes and accomplishments of your fellow Toastmasters. Another way that Toastmasters builds skills and expertise is by taking up one of the numerous leadership opportunities afforded to you in Toastmasters. Now, here's something that I find interesting. Do you know the Toastmasters tagline? Where leaders are made. We're known for public speaking, but we're about that leadership. Becoming a club officer is an incredible experience, and it offers you on-the-job training in a job that you can't get fired from. As a team member, you will work together to help your club run smoothly and support other members as they strive for self-improvement. This diagram represents the structure of the overall Toastmasters organization. Most organizational charts are designed to show the controlling office or persons at the top and a trickle down to the bottom rank and file workers. Toastmasters, however, has a very different view of its organizations. Members are the most important part of the organization, and everything in Toastmasters revolves around our clubs and our members. When members succeed and grow, the success trickles down to the rest of the organization. So you will always find that the most important aspects of Toastmasters is your success. Clubs are grouped into areas. A group of 4 to 6 areas make up a division, and divisions are linked to form districts, which in turn make up the various Toastmasters regions around the world. Just to give you a rough idea of where your club is located in reference to the Toastmasters organization, here's a map of our District 84. If you hear us refer to D84, that's District 84. If you are in Division D, you would have a D different number in District 84. As previously mentioned, you can see that it includes the majority of the northern part of Florida and goes down just past the Orlando area, currently composed of 8 divisions labeled A through H, represented by the different colors on our map. And your club will be included as part of 31 areas based on your geographic locations. There are volunteer leadership roles available at each level of the Toastmasters organization. Each level offers valuable experience that will help you in your career and your life outside of Toastmasters. You can start by leading a small team of individuals at the club level. There are projects in level 4 and 5 that help you with this. You may already be aware of some of the club officer positions listed in the box on the left. The club president most likely presides over your meetings and runs the business meeting. A sergeant at arms calls the meeting to order. The VP of Education sets up the agenda each week, so on and so forth. There are a total of 7 club officers who are typically elected for a 6-month to 1-year term of office from July to the following June, and all do receive training necessary so they can maximize their officer experience. If you think you might be interested, talk to your officers now. They can train you between now and June. At the area and division level, you can learn what it's like to be a mid-level manager or oversee larger teams. The box on the far right lists the Toastmasters executive leaders. These include district leaders, region advisors, and an international board of directors members who all gain experience as senior leaders and executives. The great thing is that there are leadership opportunities at all levels, with each step up offering an exponential increase in the number of people you're serving. Even the Toastmasters International Board of Directors is made up from volunteers, from members just like you, from around the world elected for a 2-year term of office. Let me bring back Distinguished Toastmaster and District 84 Director Vicki Goodman to offer closing remarks before we open the floor to questions.
Well, as you have learned today, I hope Toastmasters clubs around the world share their Pathways learning experience as well as similar meetings and agendas. They have a lot in common, but they are not identical. All you have to do is visit another club and you will see something different. Every club has its own personality, culture, traditions, and it's really up to you to learn the specific policies, meeting frequency, dress code if there is one, all those things for your particular club. One of the fun activities that we offer in our district is something called a Club Ambassador Program. We like to visit other clubs in maybe our town. You can visit in person if you have the time and you can get there, or you can go with the help of Zoom now all over the world, all throughout our district and the world to visit different clubs. You can just travel and be welcomed as a Toastmaster from anywhere. I want you to take advantage of that if you have the opportunity, because it's such a learning experience. And we call this becoming a club ambassador. We actually have a little incentive. If you visit 5 clubs, you are eligible to receive the Club Ambassador Award at the end of the year. We give that award in May. So take advantage of it. The incentive program is again on our district website, which we'll talk about. And we are happy to award a lot of Club Ambassador pins. We hope that a lot of people take advantage. It's what we like to call an opportunity to steal some ideas from other clubs and bring them back. In fact, Toastmasters lend their ideas to each other all the time. You can find out about the Club Ambassador Program and other program information, resources, anything like that we have that's going on the District 84 website. Explore the website using the menu tabs at the top of the page. Search for the specific items using the search bar. You can also connect to other District 84 social media platforms with the links at the top right of the page, which you can click and follow according to your own preferences. Be sure you know the customs, I hope, for social media. Be sure to like and follow us to help others find out about what we're doing. Scroll down the page of the website and you will find easy links to recent news or upcoming events. Taking time to become familiar with the District 84 website will keep you informed and answer many questions you may have. I used to be afraid when I started with computers that I was going to click that button that would explode the whole program, and then I was going to have to pay for it. But I have found that's really not possible too much. So go ahead and click away, explore, find what you need to find, and you can always click on that top left logo button and get back to the home page. As you've heard, Toastmasters share a lot of information, ideas, and tools with one another. And before we close, I want to talk about the methods your club, your area, your division, and our districts are going to use to communicate with you. This is very important. First and foremost, club meetings are always a great place to find out information. Speak to fellow Toastmasters and club officers. If you have questions or comments, as you've heard previously, attend your club meeting regularly to hear what's going on and to share what's on your mind. Furthermore, regular attendance is the best way to make progress and to help your club succeed. Email is critical information. It's a critical information resource. I know we are getting inundated with emails. We try to restrict it as much as possible, but it's important announcements, information, and updates are sent to members via email. So please open and read Toastmaster emails sent to you so that you don't miss out on special events, some training, other opportunities that might be coming up. We have some great speakers that we bring to our district, great educational opportunities, and we want you to be able to take advantage of them. As has been previously mentioned, look for that month at a glance bulletin. It comes out at the beginning of each month. We try to send it out the very last few days of the month or the beginning of the month. If you are not receiving this bulletin, you need to check your spam or your junk folder, or sign up to receive the email by scrolling to the bottom of the District 84 website. Go to the District 84 website, scroll down, and just enter your email, and you will be put on the email list. It's important that the email you provide us is one that you check regularly. Don't put us in that one where you have all of those advertisements going, because we know how often you don't check that. In some cases, you will be asked to reply to an email in order to get on the mailing list. So be sure to look for those messages from your club. Make sure our district also will be sending out messages and posts, and make sure you add those as they come into your safe sender list. Now, we've already described various resources available to you. Your club may also have its own website, so check with your members. District 84 sends out monthly links to events, and the Synergy newsletter also comes out monthly on the 15th. All of those things benefit your Toastmasters experience. Our member emails are restricted, and this is very important. They're restricted to Toastmaster business only. So we do not allow members to take your membership list and advertise their real estate business or ask you to come to their Tupperware party or whatever it might be. If someone does that, they must be told that we restrict your emails to Toastmaster business only. So you should not be afraid you're opening up yourself to a lot of excess email. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of out of breath. We are now open for your questions. how we help you make your Toastmasters journey as smooth as possible. What can we do? How did you like this program? Was it helpful to you? I'm going to stop sharing and put us all on gallery view here and open the floor for questions.
Glenn Taylor from Harbor City, Toastmasters. And my question is the pathways. I understand that the pathways GUI, the interface is going to change. Do you happen to know when it's actually going to be upgraded and rolled out?
I just attended a mid-year training for all of the district officers around the world. They did speak of this. It is going to happen this spring, if that's official and accurate enough for you. But we will be given a 45-day notice. They will send a notice to every member that says in 45 days, we're making the switch. So we have time to do what we need to do to flip. And for those of you that are new, they're switching platforms, which has John mentioned earlier, is going to be easier to navigate, hopefully a lot more user-friendly and more intuitive. So that's the goal of the new platform. We will see changes add on as the year goes on after that. So it should continue to improve.
Okay, thank you.
I do know about the new pathways that's coming up this spring. I need to get in and I need to know about, is there's going to be any of the pathways that is accessibility, because I'm kind of like visually impaired.
That is one of the improvements they're making, Tanya. Thank you for asking that. It is supposed to be much more accessible. So I think you'll like those improvements. They were really promising that.
Okay,
Amisha.
thank you.
Amishi.
Is the recording going to be available from today?
This
And how?
recording? Yes.
Yes, please.
It will be available. We'll be posting it on the District 84 YouTube channel. So again, go to the District 84 website. You'll see those various social media icons at the top right, and just select YouTube and find there are already other YouTube educational things on there. So you might want to check that out.
Okay,
Deborah.
thank you.
Hi, good evening. Should I wait to do the pathway after the spring, or do I just go on now?
No, you should go ahead and get started. That's the whole reason you joined Toastmasters, was for the opportunity to educate yourself and learn the program. So select your path and get started. It will all transfer over and you'll have instructions on what to do. Do either of our pathways chairs have any comments about that?
No,
I
but
know
what
Deb Wild joined us too, so thank you.
what I could do is I could suggest that on February 15th, when we have our Pathways open office hours, drop in at your leisure between 6:30 and 8 o'clock, and we will actually work with you. We might even able to allow you to do share screen if you have your laptop with you and you're comfortable, and we can walk you through the process and help you click and find, and we'll figure out what's getting in the way so you can get moving forward in a positive direction.
It's AM or PM?
It's PM, 6:30 PM until 8 PM.
And it's a drop in. You don't have to stay the whole time. You can drop in as your time allows.
The open office means come when you're ready, leave when you want.
Thank you.
I see that Catherine also asked if one can change the path chosen at the beginning. So you select a path and you go, I don't know, this wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. If you do it very quickly, very quickly, they will allow you to change, and you have to contact Toastmasters International directly. But once a couple of weeks have gone by, you will really not be able to change, and just all of them are really educational. So you should get something out of it.
Jeannie?
Hello, I'm a total newbie. I haven't even been to a meeting yet. So I just want to check, do I need to do any kind of application before I go to a meeting, or do I just go to a meeting?
Hi, Jenny. I've been writing to you. Did you get my email? Yeah, good.
Yes.
You were invited to come. I'll give you other meeting sources, but you're invited to visit. And we encourage you to visit one or more meetings because, as I said, all of them have different personalities. You'll find one that fits your personality or you just kind of gel with that group, and they will all ask you to join. So once they do that and you've decided to commit, they'll give you that paperwork and application.
Okay, so I can just go along on because I don't know which one I can attend this week. But I can just go along and okay.
We can talk. We can talk. I'll continue our conversation. Okay.
All right.
And Jenny,
Thank
if
you.
they don't invite you to join, will you do me a favor and let us know so that we can train them properly?
Okay, right. I will do. Thank you.
All right, we are. As you've heard, John has said there's a pathway session, open office hours, and he and Deb Wow will be available to answer your questions and help you out.